If you're looking for a simple way to elevate the look of your sugar flowers, this video is for you. One of the most common things my students tell me is, your sugar flowers look so natural and realistic. How do you get those colors? Today, I'm going to walk you through that process using my flexible Japanese anemone. Hi, my name is Winifred. I spent the last 13 years exploring colors, sugar flowers and cake design, and I love sharing everything I've learned with fellow cake artists. On this channel, you'll find plenty of tips that sets you up for an easier learning journey ahead. I truly believe in breaking down difficult concepts into simpler terms so that this creative journey can be more fun and enjoyable. So once you're ready, let's begin. Okay, so our Japanese anemone petals has been drying overnight, and so same thing as the peonies, they are dried already, but still bendable, and we can now dust them and put them together as a flower. Okay, so for our peonies, we actually dusted them before we attached, right? So let's do something a little bit different here. You can see that I've actually put together one that is not dusted, just to show you that you can actually put them together and dust them one by one. If that's your preference, you can bring back the wire this way. So for this one, for my Japanese anemone, usually I have about between 5 to 6 petals. Here I only have 5 of them. So let's take a look and see how they look like. Usually between 5 to 6 is a good number. It all depends on how your flower is looking at that point of time. So before you attach any of your petals, you want to make sure that you kind of also bend them and they meet here at this point. So you don't want anything too high or anything too low. Your petals might look compromised. So somewhere around here where they meet here, that's where it follows the silhouette of the stamens too, right? So very beautiful feature there. And then we're gonna bend. So I also like to go with just putting 3 petals together, or maybe just 2 that are closer to each other. Again, so that they do not look too 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all in the same plane. We want them to be of a different plane. Okay, then maybe the 4th one can go here. And then the 5th one can go here. Yeah, so there you go, something like that. You can also twist the petals so they are a little bit more slanted and not always just facing upwards. Okay. Okay, really happy with how this looks, even though it only has 5. Something different from what we have. So again, we are just looking for variation, right? So sometimes you want to have lesser petals and sometimes more. They come together nicer. And then I'm gonna pull my floral tape. Now we're gonna tie them together. Okay, so there you go. So now let's start dusting our petals. So for our Japanese anemone, I'm aiming for something of a stronger pink. Somewhere between purple pink too, but this has a bit more pink than purple as compared to our mini roses. So mini roses has a little bit more purple in them. So again, depends on the ratio that you put between the pink and purple. But let's start with the basic color first, which is our foundational color. I am going in with Impatient Pink and a bit of Kiwi, because if you remember, we made these guys using a muted pink. So if you forgot, you can head back to the video where we made our Japanese anemone. You will see that the pink itself is muted, or the colors are kind of brought down a little bit or a bit more muted by adding a bit of green in there. So our base color, we want to kind of mimic those colors too. So let me just pull out some of the pink, which is a soft pink, soft muted pink we have here. And a bit of kiwi, just a tiny bit. And okay, we'll pull out the rest later. So because this is also considered a relatively small petal, we are going in with a smaller brush. You can also use a flat brush like that. And we'll definitely need some of our cornstarch. And a bit of green. So giving the base color a nice foundation. So we can do a test patch at the back first. This colors almost reminds me of like very soft pastel sakura colors too. So if that's what you're going for, you can also start using this pink. Okay, so it looks pretty good to me. Very light, but I can see the difference between the dusted and the non-dusted one. Okay, so then I'm going in to my flower and dusting it throughout. So it's a foundational color, so I'm just gonna dust maybe around like 90 to almost 100% of the entire petal just to give it a good base. If you personally prefer your Japanese anemone to stay as like this soft pink, again, feel free to stop anywhere you want, right? Because we have the foundational color, we have the secondary color, and we have the accent color. So you can stop at any phase you want depending on how light or how dark you want your flowers to be. So take note for lighter colors, it might not look like there's any difference when you are dusting. But when you compare it to something that's not dusted, you can definitely see the difference. Yeah, I really love this. It's a lot more enhanced. So this is just here for us to see the difference. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit stronger because I'm gonna add stronger colors in later. So I am not afraid of just making the base a little bit more pink than before. Okay, happy with it. Okay, then now let's move on to the second color, which is our secondary color. So from here onwards, I'm ready to bring in a stronger pink. So this will be my peony color. Just this color is called peony, so in case you get confused when I keep saying peony color, I'm gonna say like this stronger pink. And then I'm gonna add in also some aubergine, like a strong purple color. Because I don't have lilac, so I'm gonna go with a stronger purple and tone it down whenever I need it to. Okay, then let's go with a stronger pink. And as always, I like to just give you a mix with the base color so the colors do not change too suddenly. I'm gonna add in some green in here. And just a tiny bit of purple to start off. Some white. Okay, so the bowl is definitely too strong. You can see I'm just adding a little bit and the entire thing turns purple. But not to worry. You can always pull it down first. Bring back some of them and then add your pink in. You don't get to the colors immediately, so it's very important to learn how to look at the colors and decide accordingly. Definitely feels a bit too strong still, so I'm gonna pull it aside for now and add a bit, too purple, so add a little bit of this pink and a bit of my base, just to keep it at the pinker side for now before I add on to the stronger purple pink. Okay, so I'm quite happy with where this pink is. You can see from my mistakes the way I mixed. This is stronger purple pink. This one has more pink tone in it because I pulled back some of the pink. And then this one definitely is the lightest version because I've added some of the base color. So you can see how with just simple colors, as I mix different ratios, they give me different pink colors. That's also the fun about color theory, which I really love, and also dusting. Okay, so let's start with this pink. I'm gonna focus on the bottom part being more pink because I just like it darker in the center, and also light doesn't pass through so much in the center. So yeah, so something like that. Before we continue, I'd like to quickly share something with you. If you want to build real practical skills in sugar flower making with clear guided structure, I've created an online course that teaches you everything step by step. You'll be making my signature flexible gum paste, 9 different sugar flower elements, coloring and designing a complete floral cake design from scratch. You'll get 34 in-depth tutorial videos, including detailed explanation on making and dusting, so it is easy to understand and apply. Expect bonus lessons on handling, fixing, and storing your flowers. In other words, I'll help to remove all the confusion you may have when it comes to making sugar flowers. And all my students can attest to that. You will also receive a workbook with templates, color guides, and resources to help you on this journey. Free resources can be helpful, but they are often scattered. This online course gives you a clear learning path plus ongoing support from me and a global student community. And once you join, it is yours forever with lifetime updates. Access it anytime, anywhere, and I'll be there to answer all your questions. If that sounds helpful, check out the link in the description box or scan the QR code above. Alright, now back to the tutorial. So let's do that to all the petals first, and then we will adjust accordingly. So as I'm dusting, you can also see that I'm still following the veining lines. So always going from inside out. Also because we want it to be darker on the inside, and we usually put more pressure on the inside, and then we will flick it out this way. Okay, and then now you can bring some of the colors to the edges here. For Japanese anemone, just for this particular one, I'm gonna add stronger colors towards the edges just to bring out some life and so that it looks a bit different from the rest. So because of that, I'm gonna add some stronger pink on the edge here after I'm finished the center part. So again, this is also an option for you to stop if you want. If you really like this color, you can see how much it stands out more from the one that is not dusted. So this is foundational color and secondary color, two colors. And then now I'm gonna go one step further. I'm gonna add an accent color to it. So let me just finish up my secondary color first. Just want to blend it a little bit more before I move on. Okay, it looks pretty good. So now then, I'm ready to move on to the darker color that I mixed just now. So I want this to be like a purple pink, but still holds on to a bit more pink. So maybe I'm gonna add my very bright pink here. And if you want, you can do a test patch at the back. Okay, really like it. So let's just continue. So for the stronger pink, I want it to stand out. So I'm following the lines that you can see that they are standing out. And I'm going to just focus on those areas. Remember, this is our accent color. So we do not really want the entire thing to be of this color. Its main purpose is just to bring out the accent. So about 30% of the entire flower. So I'm just choosing spots for me to add in the color. And you can see the way I'm using my brush is not this way anymore. I'm using it this way to kind of like mimic or draw the lines. Every time you're unsure, just take a step back, take a look at it from afar, before you continue again. So I can see that now they might look a bit equal because I'm constantly choosing the same spots. So maybe for some of them, I'm just gonna bring the darker color inwards as well into the center. Okay, so adding this stronger color into the depth of the center because I just want them to look different. And of course, overall, just take a look at how your flower is looking. If you're happy with where they are already, you can stop anytime. So I'm pretty happy with how the color turns out. I'm using the remaining, so tapping away, just blending all the colors together. Okay, so I definitely want you to see the difference between these two. This one, I've actually dusted it to be more of like a pale yellow or peachy pink, and this one is more of a purple pink. So just a very slight difference or nuance in color, it changes up the entire look. But you can also use both of them in the same cake design. So you can either make it more purple pink or peachy pink. I really think they add on to the beauty of the cake design that you're going for. Okay, and then of course the last part will be the center statement there. So I'm going to in with like a smaller brush. Okay, so I'm going in with something like this because it's such a small area. So I'm pulling out my yellow here, which I have not touched. Yellow because the base is yellow. I'm just going to give it like a nice touch to the base. It's a nice foundational color. And then I'm going to go in with my green. I'm going to mix in with a little bit of my yellow too. And then gently dust over the center. So you find that this green is not strong enough, you can go ahead and add more of the kiwi green. Okay, yep, and there you go. So this is our finished Japanese anemone. Definitely after dusting, just go ahead and move around the petals until you're happy with how they look like. And once that's done, then you're ready to set this aside and work on the rest of the flowers. Thank you so much for watching. What you just watched was a snippet of what's included in my Flexible Gumpaste online course. If you are interested to find out more, scan the QR code on top of this screen or check out the description box below. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know in the comments section. And for more daily updates, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Alright, see you in the next video.